The dust swirled around the weathered tires of the aged Ford pickup as it rolled up to the humble ranch house beneath the fading evening light. Lily, aged 24, sat in the passenger seat, her fingers trembling as she gripped her worn leather valise tightly. Her long golden hair was tied back plainly, and her cotton dress, though neatly patched, bore marks of many years of use. She had always been larger than other girls her age, and her family never allowed her to forget it. Her father's voice still echoed in her mind from that morning. "Lily, this arrangement will resolve our financial troubles and secure your future. Daniel Harper needs a wife to manage his farm, and honestly, we cannot afford to be picky about suitors at this moment." Those words stung deeply, as they were intended to. Her parents had made it abundantly clear they viewed her as a burden, an unmarriageable daughter who consumed too much and offered too little. When the local bank threatened to seize their small general store, her father had eagerly accepted Daniel Harper's sudden proposal. "He's merely a poor dirt farmer," her mother had remarked with evident disdain. "But he offered to clear our debts in exchange for your hand in marriage. Consider it your way to repay the family after all these years of taking from us." Now, as Lily stepped from the truck, she felt like a traded item being delivered to its new owner. Her father barely glanced at her as he unloaded her few possessions. "Daniel should be around here somewhere," her father grumbled under his breath. "Remember, Lily, you're his duty now. Don't bring shame to our family name." As if summoned by their conversation, two men emerged from behind the modest ranch house. The first was clearly Daniel Harper himself, a man in his early 30s with dark brown hair and warm, compassionate eyes. He wore simple work clothes, a green checkered shirt, and faded, well-worn jeans. His frame was sturdy from years of physical labor, and he walked with the confident stride of someone at ease with himself. Behind him came an older man with a thick silver beard and a kindly expression, dressed in overalls and a soft cotton shirt. This was clearly Daniel's father, sharing the same honest features and gentle demeanor. "Miss Lily," Daniel said softly, approaching with his cap in hand. "I'm Daniel Harper. This is my father, George Harper. Welcome to our home." Lily was struck immediately by his gentle tone and respectful manner. Unlike other men who had judged her with scorn or pity, Daniel's gaze held only warmth and genuine welcome. "I know this situation isn't what you might have chosen for yourself," Daniel continued carefully, "but I promise you'll be treated with respect and kindness here. This is your home now for as long as you wish to stay." Lily's father finalized the deal with obvious haste, eager to return to town with his debts cleared. As the truck vanished down the dusty path, Lily felt more alone than ever, standing in the yard with her valise and her fears. "Come," Daniel said kindly. "Let me show you the house. You must be weary and hungry after your long journey." As they walked toward the ranch house, Lily was surprised by what she saw. Though the exterior was plain and unpretentious, the property stretched far beyond her expectations. Well-kept fences reached toward the horizon, and she could see cattle grazing in distant fields. The house itself, though modest, was impeccably clean and unexpectedly spacious. The kitchen was warm and inviting, with a large wood-burning stove and a solid oak table that could seat 8 comfortably. "I know it's not grand," Daniel said with a hint of apology, "but we've tried to make it cozy and welcoming. Your room is upstairs, the first door on the right. You'll have complete privacy, and all doors have locks for your comfort." Lily was touched by this thoughtfulness. She had expected to be treated as little more than unpaid labor. George Harper spoke for the first time, his voice warm and grandfatherly. "Lily, my dear, I want you to know Daniel is a good man. He'll never make you feel uneasy or afraid. We both hope you'll come to see this place as truly your home." That evening, as Lily sat at the kitchen table, sharing a hearty meal of beef stew and fresh vegetables, she began to realize her fears about this new life might be mistaken. Daniel and his father treated her with a respect she had never experienced before. They asked about her hobbies, listened to her answers, and seemed genuinely curious about her thoughts and opinions. When she mentioned her love for books, Daniel's face brightened with delight. "We have a fine collection of books in the sitting room," he said eagerly. "Please borrow anything that catches your interest. I'd love to hear your thoughts on them." Over the next few weeks, Lily found life at the Harper farm was unlike anything she had ever known. Daniel rose before dawn to tend to his chores, but he always ensured she had everything she needed. He never demanded her time or attention, instead giving her space to explore her new home and find her place in the daily routine. Slowly, Lily began to grasp the true scale of the Harper operation. What seemed like a simple farm was actually a thriving agricultural business. Daniel owned thousands of acres of prime farmland, managed hundreds of cattle, and had lucrative contracts with buyers in 3 different states. "Why didn't you correct my father's assumptions about your wealth?" Lily asked one evening as they sat on the front porch watching the sunset. Daniel was silent for a long moment, his hands clasped in his lap. "Your father made it clear he wanted a fix for his money troubles, not a man who would cherish his daughter. I thought if he knew the truth about... I just wanted you to know that if you ever choose to make this marriage real in every way, it would make me the happiest man alive." Lily looked at this kind, successful, genuine man who had shown her more care in 6 months than her family had in 24 years. "I love you too," she said softly, her voice thick with feeling. "You've given me something I never thought I'd have. A place where I'm valued for who I am, not judged for what I'm not." The following spring, they held a second wedding, this time a celebration of love, not duty. Lily had blossomed into a confident, radiant woman who managed the household and much of the farm's business with skill and wisdom. Her family, upon learning of Daniel's true wealth and standing in the community, tried to reconnect, but Lily politely but firmly declined their overtures, having learned that true family is built on love and respect, not obligation or convenience. Years later, as Lily watched their children play, in the same yard where she had once stood, with a valise and a heavy heart, she reflected on life's unexpected turns. Daniel had given her far more than financial security or social status. He had given her the gift of seeing herself through loving eyes, discovering her worth was never tied to her appearance or her family's narrow expectations. She had found her true home, not just in the vast acres of the Harper farm, but in the heart of a man who loved her exactly as she was.